Welcome. In this video I'm going to show you how you can obtain a box and whisker plot of a single variable using R. I'm using Jupyter Lab, but the R code should also work in, for example, RStudio. I'm running R version 4.3 and by default these packages are installed that should come actually with R. A box plot in itself is a slightly more complex visualization of, let's say, a histogram because it requires knowledge about quartiles. I have a separate video about what quartiles or quantiles in general are, and the box plot itself might have show outliers. And then this is the minimum value excluding those outliers, the first quartile, the median, the third quartile, and the maximum. And therefore each part contains actually 25%. So 25% of the data will fall between the median and the third quartile. A quartile splits the data at 25%. I have a separate video where I show you how you can do this with my own library, stickpad R, which actually has a very small function that can do it straight away. But in this video I'll show you how you can do it with some other libraries, graphics and ggplot2. Before we get there, we first need some example data, so I'll load in the general social survey data from 2012, adjusted for some example purposes. I don't need all the data, I just need one numeric field, so I'm going to be using the age field, which unfortunately has a category of 89 or older, so I'm going to replace that with 89. It's just for an example, so perhaps I should replace it with something else. If you have some good sources that tell me what I should replace it with in general, I would like you to see your comments below. I also changed the value to numeric, and then we have our example data. So that's all being done in here, and that gives me one example. The other example file is from a student survey, and in there is also an age field, generic age, which didn't have any categories and was all numbers. Now, to use the graphics, that actually comes with R, so I can just use box plot, enter the scale field. I prefer to see if it's a single box plot to see it horizontally, and label the axis as age, and there you have your box plot. For the second field you can see similarly, and here you can see that actually one student indicated to be 120 years old, which is either a typo or the student played a joke or perhaps did something in months. I don't know, it's something I probably should fix and remove from the dataset. ggplot2 is also an option. They have a geometric box plot. It does require everything to be a data frame, so I'll first convert my scale field to a data frame, then load the library, and then actually say, well, I want as the data my scale field data. The aesthetic should have an X and the Y is the scale field. Then I want the geometric box plot. I want the coordinates to be flipped and set a title. So there we get our nice little box plot. The second example is actually already a data frame, so I can just run it, and you now also see the outliers in here. Alright, I hope this video was helpful, and thank you for watching.